back again with another episode of Love is Phickle. I am joined by a recurring member, my brother Tanatswa. And today's episode is going to be a bit different. We are going to be answering some questions that I got, as well as seeing how we can have this conversation. So it won't really be me asking questions, it will be us engaging in just dialogue. So before we begin, the staple, what is love?
What is love? Quite similar to my first response the first time. I think love is intentional presence. Making that decision to be there for your person, to talk to them, to sometimes let go of things that you would rather do, but put them first. I think that's what love is for me.
And the first question is, have you ever been heartbroken before?
Yeah.
Has that changed how you view love, how you give it?
I think so. I think how I view love has changed because of heartbreak. Because when you're young, I'll say for me when I was 16, that's the first time I say, oh, I loved a person. And I may not have known what I was going through at the time. Like, my perception of love has definitely changed as I grew older. But at that time, how I saw love and how I viewed it was very immature and very narrow-minded. It was, I call you, you call me. You say I love you before you go to sleep. That was my version of love.
Okay.
What was the question again?
Have you been heartbroken before, and how has that changed your perception of love?
Okay, so with heartbreak, when you're in love, you don't see any end to it. You would like to believe that it's going to last forever. So when it does eventually end, hence the heartbreak, you build up walls and you get really conservative with the way you give out love because you've been hurt before by someone who claimed to love you. And claim make it seem like they didn't love you.
Okay. By
someone who did love you. But it's very possible for that love to end or something to ruin it. And you get to a point where you're very skeptical of getting in love again.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Since you asked me, thank you for asking.
Okay, bye-bye.
I have been heartbroken a couple of times, actually. And I think I'll start off with my very first heartbreak. It wasn't even like someone broke my heart. I broke my own heart because I created this idea of someone in my mind. And this girl, she was so perfect in my head, but in reality, she was flawed like everyone is. She had her shortcomings, she had communication issues, we had our issues within our relationship, we didn't even date. But I held her to the regard that I held myself, and I wanted her so much so to be a person for me, the one, the perfect one.
Yeah.
Right. And I think also because I was quite young, I was 14 when I felt I loved her. And that kept me going. It fueled an image of this person to the point where they left and I kept fueling it because I believed I romanticized
an idea of a person.
The idea of her so much that I forgot to actually acknowledge that there's someone in front of me who's changing, who's evolving, who's flawed. And when it actually hit me, of which it hit me in my early 20s, that wow, I never loved this person.
You love the idea.
I love the idea of that.
And that's it happens because I think with the shows we watch, like How I Met Your Mother, there's this idea of the one, the perfect one, everything. You love the quirks, everything.
Yeah. In
your head, you start building up this ideal person. And for a lot of people, the person isn't what they're like. It's, this person can be this for me, this person can be my wife, this person can be a distraction for me. And they romanticize the chase, the idea of that person. And in their head, they've built up this image of what this person is like. You talk to her once on a call and you've basically planned out your whole life, you know what you want. And that's the problem. The reason why heartbreak hits so hard as a kid is because you're like, oh my days, this could be my high school sweetheart. This could be the person I walked down the aisle with from high school and all that stuff. So when that relationship ends, what's actually ending isn't your relationship with that person, but it's everything you thought of going in the future. So you're not just losing a person you've talked to for 2 months, but you're losing this person could have been my wife. This person could have been the person I ended up with, and that's the problem with, I think, love as a kid. You look too far ahead and you don't experience it now.
But I don't think that's just as kids though. I think even as adults, you do have that. Because I've been with people who we are in a relationship,
Yeah.
and they're looking to like marriage, and marriage is like, yes, it's so close, but it's also so far away, and it's like the idea of marriage is like so perfect, whereas marriage to them is the wedding,
Yeah.
not every day after. And I think it comes down to what I realized from my heartbreak was that love isn't enough.
Okay.
You need to actively wake up every single day and choose your partner. You need to choose to communicate, to be consistent, to be transparent, to be trusting, to keep yourself in a space where you don't get tempted or you don't fall into temptation. Because I think the biggest thing is when we are in relationships, people then say, it's like you now have like blindness in your tunnel vision.
Yeah.
No one is attractive anymore. You don't acknowledge attraction. You don't sin. You're this perfect individual. You're this perfect vessel. Your previous traumas don't affect you. Your triggers don't affect you. And that's such a wrong thing, and that's a conversation we don't have as people.
Yeah.
And it results in a love that is tainted. And I think where we, I can't even say it's an advantage, but like, I think Daddy shattered this idea of a perfect love very early on when he said, when you date a girl in high school, I remember he said to me every time we used to go to school, it's like, she's gonna seem perfect, she's gonna do everything right, because you don't see her in high school, even in university. You see her for how many hours in a day, right? Or high school, you'd see her for like a social, which is like 2-3 hours, and then that's it for like the next 2 months, 2 weeks. And you think that's your girlfriend, but like you don't know this person. When you're in university, yes, you may, but you don't know how this person like sleeps on a daily basis, like a full week. You maybe stay weekends, but like like it changes, and the appearances. Someone give an appearance for months, years on end, but when that shatters and you see the person in front of you, they don't know the truth. They're not consistent. They can't communicate. They have parental issues. They have trauma. And you don't know how to deal with that, and you don't know how to understand and communicate in a language that they can appreciate
and understand.
There's friction.
Yeah.
There's friction. And I think that's the problem, because I am not a very physical person because of upbringing, but I'm a very vocal person. I will tell you if I'm not okay with it. And a lot of times when I've been in relationships, my partners feel like that's a source of conflict. Like I'm upset, but I'm like, no, I'm communicating so that we can change it, we can move forward.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're the problem. I'm saying there is a problem that can be fixed. Nip it in the bud and we move forward. But it's that thing of,
it's not everyone is able to. I think that specific aspect of a relationship, because I've experienced it as well. I think it's because we have a big family. We've grown with. Okay, we all have 4 siblings.
okay.
But the fact that you have to be vocal with what you don't like with your siblings allows us to be able to deal with conflict in a certain way that most people don't have. Because as many siblings as we have, very few people can relate.
Fair.
So in that regard, you learn early on how to communicate, because when you have a problem, you have to tell mama. And then mama will be like, deal with it by yourself. And now you have to try talk to your siblings about it or talk to you about it. So there's an element of we've got experience in communicating what we don't like, because with 4 people and 4 different personalities, there's definitely going to be something you don't like. But interesting in your part about what makes a relationship work, it's not just love. You didn't mention honesty.
I did. I said communication, transparency, like that's honesty in an umbrella term. I broke down honesty because I feel like sometimes when we say honesty, it's like don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Right. But then like I think also like not telling, like omitting something.
Yeah.
Is in itself not being honest. It's a dishonesty. And the biggest thing is people are, few of my friends, I see family members, with partners, they control when they're honest.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's say I mess up, I lose, or I break your phone. I won't tell you now because I know it'll upset you. I'll tell you when I know you're happy.
Like, oh, your phone broke.
Yes, and my phone broke. I broke it. I'm sorry. Or even your phone broke. I won't tell you I broke it. Right? It's like people choose, and then it's like you then get these things of, oh, I wanted to tell you, or I didn't get the chance to. We always have chances to tell people the truth. We always have, but we don't do it, and that taints and it chips away at love.
I think it's more trust.
I think it then comes to the love because yes, it's the trust, but then you can't love someone. You're in your mind psychologically. For me, I feel like I can't love someone I can't trust because obviously the first question that comes into everyone's mind is, what else aren't you telling me?
That's fair. I think I found it funny because I saw like a reel a couple of days ago about like the difference between honesty and transparency is like with honesty it's you tell me when I ask. With transparency I don't have to ask. Which is if I didn't ask you, would you have told me with honesty? That's it's very it hits deep.
That hit me. That hit me. Nah, don't do that. Okay. Do you think you can love someone and still hurt them?
Yeah. I think with people, I'll say this in a relationship. With people in a relationship, you are two people with separate upbringings. Your triggers aren't my triggers, your traumas aren't my traumas. I don't know your traumas. You don't know my triggers, you don't know my traumas. And you said it, there's friction and it's bound to happen as people learn to adjust. Because I've lived my whole life, I've lived 20 years without having to make space, make grace for another person. And the moment that the other person comes into my life, I don't automatically know. I can't mind read. I won't know, okay, cool. She doesn't like having someone raise her voice at her. She doesn't like this word. No, okay, that's dumb. I know what I mean. But some people are very calm and okay.
Yeah, that gets clipped.
No. I'm not saying no. Shut up, man. I'm not saying shouting.
You're raising your voice at me.
Okay, talk. I'm not saying shouting, but in a loud household, we're very calm being loud.
Okay, fair.
Some people don't like that. Some people will
shut down. They shrink.
But to me, I don't find anything wrong with having a loud discord in discord because I've had that around my entire life. That's what I mean. So you may not know that, okay, this is what triggers someone, this is what makes them shut down. And in doing so, it's not intentional hurt. It's unintentional because I don't know. And that's when you need to learn how to communicate. Okay, when you did this hurt me. And when you're told that this hurt you, you shouldn't then get it. What?
You said hurted.
No, I didn't.
It's fine. But continue.
I didn't say that.
You said this hurted me. We'll play it back.
Did I say that?
No.
Okay, it's fine. For evidence.
Yeah, okay.
You need to learn that, okay, this hurt my partner. How can I fix this? It's not you are the problem, but this is the problem. And then we work towards that problem. So I do believe you can love someone and hurt them. It's part of learning.
Okay. Yes, I do believe. I share your same sentiments.
Sorry. Do you see it?
No, you're a terrible anything at this point.
I'm done being
So with that just mindset and belief,
yeah,
would you then say you've had to shrink yourself or adjust your definition of love to accommodate your partner's values and upbringings?
Mm-hmm.
And would you view that adjustment as kind of like a self-betrayal? Because I'll start from me because I know you won't ask me.
I was, but okay.
I I think for me the biggest thing is I will hold someone to the standard I hold myself. So I think that I was taught to be a man of integrity. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. Don't, you can moan or grumble or whatever, but don't just show up, you know? So if someone says they're going to be somewhere at 10 in the morning and they're here at 12 and they're, oh, I already see you differently because I'm like, I would have been there at 10. Whether I'm happy or not, I've been there at 10. And I've also had to adjust certain things. Like, I'm someone who's very, when I get into the mode, I'm very passionate. I will wake you up to a Pinterest picture and like a whole message. I will stay on a call with you. I will buy you gifts. I will curate things for you. I'll write a book for you. You know, I will do so. I will travel the ends of the earth and inscribe your name through the use of my footprints.
Bars.
Amen. But I think the moment you show me that, okay, you don't like I had a partner who she didn't gravitate to words, poetry. And I had to bite my tongue. I never used to compliment her. And I think it changed me fundamentally because I don't compliment people as openly as I used to. And it sucks because I betrayed myself then, and now I'm trying to unlearn that.
That happened,
right?
Yeah.
And even the fact that someone said to me, like, back in the day, I used to like this cold cliche thing of I sent a girl a poem today, next girl same poem. It's like you don't give someone a unique experience. Now I literally can say there are no two women since I've been maybe 15 that have had the same experiences. Yeah, because I've tried to just curate different things altogether for people because of adjusting for people's love. Yeah, and that's exhausted me because I've always have to think of new ways and show up in different ways. But like, yeah, what would you say that adjusting or shifting your love and definition of love is a form of betrayal for yourself?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because on one hand, I think you need to adjust for a person. If you find a person who naturally aligns your love languages, that's calm, that's great. But I don't think everything will align perfectly. I think in some regards, someone will prefer words of affirmation and you don't really know how to do that. And you learn. It's something you need to intentionally do this. It's about making intentional change. You have to look at this. If there's something I can fix, change, compromise. If you can afford to make that change, if you can afford to learn how to do that and do that for them, and if they're worth doing it for, do it. I don't think it's betrayal because in that regards, I'm choosing to do that for them. If I can't, and if something that they can't let go of, and that's not a conversation you guys need to have. But I don't think making room and giving your partner grace is self-betrayal. If it's unhealthy and you know it's leading to a point where you are losing yourself in the process, that's when I think it's self-betrayal. Because it's a form of character assassination when you know that you are turning back on promises you've made yourself. You are willingly letting go of growth that you've discovered. So I think in that regard, yes, it's a bit of betrayal.
Okay. And before we wrap up the episode, my last question to you is, are you okay?
Not really.
Do you want to get into that during the episode or?
Nah, it's okay. Cool. Are you okay?
No. I'm not okay. And I think I'm learning not being okay is okay. 2025, funniest thing was people kept posting that it was the worst year, it was a horrible year, and I'm like, I'm not even a great year. I actually had one of the worst years of my life last year. But there were so many good moments that helped me. I think when I came back home, everything just kind of crashed into me. So now I'm just kind of taking time to discover self and to heal and to show up for myself and to make that active decision to love myself, because I feel like along the way, with the love I was giving people, love became fickle.
Commercial break.
I'm gonna steal.
I think love is intentionally choosing. It didn't do anything.
Why you make your voice deep?
I actually.
No, because that changes the
Can I make a fun?
I have to make my voice deeper. That's in my mind now. Oh, it's like, that's what I think about. I thought I was saying a bad word. But I was saying oops.
Choose to let go of some of those personal luxuries and focus on your partner.
Why is the light far away?
It's actually
calm.
perfect.
Why are you making a face?
He stole my thing.
About this before.
He stole my thing.
That's what I realized in us talking. So my bad.
That's fine.
What's your bad noise?
Beeps on.
He's not gonna put that in the edit, bro. This guy.
Oh, beeps on. Trigger.
Okay. That's fine.